You're about to witness me write an entire email in under 2 seconds, write 3 sentences in 3 seconds, and then input my entire address into Google Maps in 2 seconds. Let me tell you the story of how I doubled my online productivity while having the amount of effort I put into things. If there's one thing that I really dislike, it's answering email after email after email, especially saying the same thing over and over again. And this really started to escalate when I released this video and everybody wanted access to the HUMAT. So after spending maybe a month or two answering at least 4 or 5 emails a day saying the exact same thing, I knew I had to find a way to streamline this process so I could spend maybe 2 minutes or 5 minutes answering the same amount of emails in volume in a much shorter amount of time. And on the podcast Modern Wisdom by Chris Williamson, in one of the life hack episodes, they talk about this tool called text replacement, but I think that I've truly brought it to the next level from what they discuss it to be. Because you've seen how I use it to answer emails, to input personal data, all of that. And honestly, this was life-changing. Originally, I used to simply use it to answer emails. And after that, I was like, okay, this is a repetitive task that I have now automated. However, there is so much more I could do with it, like maybe passwords, maybe my passport number. I even have my full name on it now, my email address, my real physical address. I have so much information as text replacement that it is now an invaluable piece of my life, and that I use it so often every single day that I know that I couldn't live without it. So this trick is actually really cool because it's so easy to use and to set up, and I want to show you how to set it up. The first thing we're going to do is figure out 2 very important parameters. First one is going to be in this column, which is what we want to type out. And I would suggest to set up a system of what you want to type out. For example, if it's anything related to emails, I use the @ before a keyword. So for example, @CV or @essay types out a specific email regarding either sending my CV, an essay, or the HUMAT. If it's a link, I do a colon followed by WT for YouTube, or COF for buy me a coffee, or IG for Instagram. Once we figure out the system, for example, I'm gonna insert a link now, so a colon, and then I'm gonna use the word COF, and then we're gonna figure out a link. So for example, I'm gonna use the buy me a coffee link, which I can find if I go to YouTube, to me, to my description. There's all my links are there, including the one to buy me a coffee. And that's the text I'm gonna use right now. So every time now that I type :COF, the link to the Buy Me a Coffee website is gonna pop up, and whoever wants to can just click it and go and support what I'm doing. But for example, that's one use case for it if you're seeing like you're typing out links a lot. I also have one for my email address. But like, what happens, for example, if we need to write an entire email or a greeting or anything like that? Well, I personally would go to notes. I would type up this greeting really, really fast, this email, whatever you want. The only caveat here is that you can't use enter. You do have to write it out as one continuous sentence. And then when you insert it into your inbox or into your email, you do have to manually hit enter, but that is absolutely fine when compared to writing out an entire email once. And once you've done that, you can now copy and paste it into this second box, this second row, and that's that. Right? And this has so many use cases. You guys have no idea until you go and you try it yourselves after you hit the like button. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, go click on this one. This one is tailored just to you. If not, click this one. This one I picked for you because I think it's great and I think you'll think it's great. And you should definitely subscribe because there's so much more to come soon.